The honourable member for Spadina-Fort York.
Mr. Speaker, only 2 months till a long-awaited inquiry into foreign interference. Sadly, foreign operatives even remotely involved are retired and back in Beijing or Tehran. The Hague inquiry faces serious time constraints, issuing an interim report in February and a final report by the end of 2024. It took 2 months to create a website and harder to find than interference itself. It strains credulity that the inquiry will be in full force with Santa and New Year's. Aside from its desire for this thorny issue to disappear, does the government find it odd that Canadians can get more information on foreign interference in Canada simply by reading the New York Times?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Speaker, as I've said before in this place, we take the issues of foreign interference extremely seriously. We've moved forward with consultations on a foreign agent registry. We've implemented several measures in this place to strengthen our democratic institutions. And Mr. Speaker, we look forward to the Hague recommendations that we will also be looking at very seriously. Mr. Speaker, this is not a partisan issue, but an issue that every single parliamentarian should be taking seriously, and we look forward to working with everyone in this place.
And that's all the time we have for question period today. Before we go to routine, of course, we still have to complete some of the stuff we're doing before question period. So I'll go to the honourable member for Selkirk, Interlake, Eastman to finish up on his point of privilege, or point of order, or comment to the point of order.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'll just continue on with addressing the question of privilege that was raised on Friday by the member from St. Hyacinth, Bagot, and I've gotten to the point in my dissertation as to the ruling that Speaker Milliken had made back in 2002 about the Minister of National Defence at that time. And he's quoted saying misleading the minister or a member who has been considered a form of obstruction and thus a prima facie breach of privilege. The Speaker in 2002 accepted the minister's assertion that he had no intention to mislead the House and made the following statement, nevertheless, this remains a very difficult situation. The Speaker went on to say that on the basis of the arguments presented by honourable members and in view of the gravity of the matter, I have concluded that the situation before us, where the House is left with two versions of events, is one that merits further consideration by an appropriate committee, if only to clear the air. I therefore invite the honourable member for Portage-Lisgar to move this motion. Mr. Speaker, on November 4, 2003, the member for Scarborough Rouge River presented to the House the 9th report of the Standing Committee on Government Operations and Estimates, which documented how the former Privacy Commissioner had deliberately misled the committee and provided false and misleading information to it. The member for Scarborough Rouge River rose later in the sitting on a question of privilege to charge the former commissioner with contempt of Parliament based on the contents of the report. On November 6, 2003, the Speaker delivered his ruling and found the matter to be a prima facie question of privilege. On April 10, 2008, the member for Charlottetown raised a question of privilege alleging that the RCMP Deputy Commissioner provided false and misleading testimony to the Standing Committee on Public Accounts at a meeting of February 21, 2007. The Standing Committee on Public Accounts reported the matter to the House, and the Speaker found that a prima facie case of contempt had been established. On February 17, 2011, the member for Scarborough-Guildwood and other members argued that a minister had made statements in a committee that were different from those made in the House or provided to the House in written form. These members argued that the material available showed that contradictory information had been provided. As a result, they argued that this demonstrated that the minister deliberately misled the House and that, as such, a prima facie case of privilege exists.